Do 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 do. And hello and welcome to this edition of the Falcon Fly By for October 10th. Sorry that we weren't able to have our show on our normal scheduled Sunday. However, dealing with Hurricane Matthews, or Matthew, I should say, we have in turn shown up here for our Sunday broadcast. So thank you all for joining us, even though we are a day off. So let's go into this so I can see who we have joining us today. Let me go ahead and drop that so I don't hear my own self talk in my ear, which is always fun. So good evening to you as well, Jason. So we got a few different things to talk about this lovely day. As always, first things first, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, MultiMold Guns. They are our main Kydex sponsor for Falcon Battle Systems, and for the Falcon Flyby, they provide us with all our mold guns. And so that is a big help for us. They also do a lot more. They produce the Kydex Wallet 2.0, which you guys saw me show off a while back when we first started. And if you didn't see that video, I think that was like the second or third video broadcast that we did. So go back, look at our channel, and go. You can break it down by our playlist for the Falcon Flyby, and you'll see us talking about that wallet, which is really nice. They do a lot of cool things. They do laser engraving, so you can send them a image, and I believe they can engrave just about anything on there. So big shout out to those guys. Then a big shout out to Grey Wolf Tactical Combat out in Florida. These gentlemen Chris and Paul are a up and coming airsoft retailer. They are just now slowly bringing their website up online. They don't have all their products listed, of course, but they do have it up and running. And if you're looking for a particular item, please feel free to send them a message either on Facebook or off their website, and they'll get you taken care of. We use them as our primary sponsor and vendor for all our events. So you will see them out at IceBreaker, and then you'll see them again next year for Black Dagger 2. So that's pretty cool having them around. And then Defiant Industriez, they are an up-and-coming apparel company based out of California. And they do all kind of really cool T-shirts and stuff like that. So check them out on Facebook as well. We'll make sure to post all the links for our sponsors in our page or in the description here for this broadcast. So that way you can go out, click on them, check them out, give them a like, let them know that Doc from the Falcon Flyby sent you their way, and check them out, see what they can do for you. So as always, we go and we break things down, and we talk about the airsoft events that are going on in the upcoming weeks and months. And so let's go into our events section here and see what we have going on. Like I said, I know it's a little odd that we have on a Monday, so hopefully our attendance will pick up. We got 2 viewers right now. Hopefully we'll have a few more people sign on and check us out. So here's what we got going on here over the next couple days. On Wednesday, we have the Flyby, our weekly podcast. Sorry we didn't do it last Wednesday. Very exhausting due to, again, like I said, the hurricane and everything going on. We just weren't able to get to the podcast. But this week we are going to be doing our podcast, so you better believe it. Tune in. It's a live podcast. The link for the event or for the podcast to listen, leave comments is mixlr / Falcon Flyby. And the link's in there. You can come in there. You can ask questions. You can chat with us. And it is a live streaming podcast. So, and then later on after we're up, you can go there. You can download them, listen to them. You can even download the app, search us, like our page, and then you can hear all of our podcasts that we do. And this week we're going to be having a discussion about still about the, taking the one knee, the protesting going on, and seeing what tournament events are happening. So we'll definitely be taking questions and going from there. Then coming up on October, and don't forget, it starts at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we go to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Flyby, which is our, like I said, weekly podcast. So definitely check us out. And then on October 14th through the 16th, we got Behind Enemy Lines 4 City Under Siege out there at Hellhounds Airsoft Field. And let me pull this up here so that way I give you the right location. I know I talk about it all the time. You think I'd remember. This is in Portland, Tennessee. Falcon Battle Systems is one of the sponsors for that event, and we are sending down 4 of our player packages, which is a holster and one of our new banger pouches. So that looks to be a good time. I believe the roster hasn't been closed out yet. So if you're going to register, now is the time to get out on there. And then October 14th, we're also another sponsor for this event as well. Night Ops 3 Airsoft game at Robin Hood Paintball and Airsoft. This is being put on by East Coast Airsoft. Starts at 4:30 on Friday up in Maryland. This is Robin Hood Paintball is, let me pop that up for it. There it goes. And this is in Havre de Grace, Maryland. And they have this event every couple months, and it seems to do really well. They have a great time out there. Very first one they had over 80 players. So they got some great sponsors for this event as well. So please go on out, check that game out, get involved. And if you like the night gameplay, this is the event for you if you're able to make it to Maryland. Then for you guys here in the area, there is a 3-gun match going on at the 17 South Rod and Gun Club, so Real Steel. And it is going on this Saturday, October 15th. Starts at 8 a.m., so you can go out there and watch some of the local shooters. Ryan Tabakian is one of the sponsors, one of the shooters we sponsor. So definitely go out there and check him out. He's up and coming, really good shooter. And like I said, definitely go and check him out. I think you guys will have a good time watching this, and maybe that'll spark interest to want to do that yourself. So again, October 15th out at the 17 South Rod and Gun Club here. And I believe, if I'm correct, this is in trying to get the exact location. It's in Fleming, Georgia. So then we go down, we have Operation Safe Haven, October 29th, starting at 10 a.m. This is Black Ops Airsoft South. These guys are located in Summerville, South Carolina. Looks to be a good time out there again. So definitely check them out if you get a chance. And then we have coming up November 5th and 6th. I'm hoping to be out there for Operation Faded Giant 5. That's American Milsim. It's out at the government training facility out in Barnesville, South Carolina. So again, going to be another great event put on by American Milsim. And then the following weekend, we have Operation Starburst 8, which is being put on by Third Coast Airsoft. And this is going to be out at it's going to be in Mathis, Texas. I don't necessarily see the field name or anything like that. But that's being put on by Third Coast Airsoft. And I want to say to anybody that is watching this or heading out, if you are going to be using smoke grenades and the WP-40s, the small ones that we build our 40-millimeter grenade pouches for, please get your orders in right now. We're running a great deal. You buy 2, get a third one for free. And in most cases, we have our standard black, OD green, coyote brown, and multicam already in stock, ready to go. So in most cases, it's a 1 to 2 day turnaround. We can package them up and get them out there as soon as we see your order come through. So I will post a link in the description for this video as well. You guys have seen me talking about in the last couple weeks. We have sent these things out to several different retailers, and we're hoping, when they test them and let us know what they think. One of our sponsored players from Raptors Airsoft, Dave Gibson, is testing them as well. We sent him a good batch of them, and he sent me a couple pictures. It's looking good. I'm waiting to hear back from him, and I know he said they're going to be doing a photo shoot with him as well, so I can't wait to see him. And that skull one that I showed you guys, the only one that we have made right now, he has that. So if you guys like that print, let me know, and I'll order a couple sheets of that in and bust out, 15, 16 of them. So we have them. But anyways, if you're going to go out to that event, let me know. Like I said, it's in most cases a 1 to 2 day turnaround because we already have them in stock. If you are asking for another color, like maybe Cryptek or something like that, that will take a little bit longer, but we will put a little bit of a rush on your order because of this event coming up in November. We want you to have your pouches for that event. And then we have November 19th, Gladico 3, which is out in Ballahawk Airsoft, which is up in Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm looking at going out to the event. I have not played this field at all. And every time I see videos of it and things of that nature, it just makes me want to get out there and play. Now they have a MiG, an old MiG warplane, sitting on their field now for their down pilot missions and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to getting out there to this field. Hopefully I can attend this event. Oh, excuse me. And I'm just looking forward to having a good time. Hopefully we'll get some other players from this area, go out there and just have a great time, win, lose, or draw. Like I said, I'm looking forward to going out there. But this is in Chesapeake, Virginia, at Ballahawk Airsoft. So, they do have, from what I'm saying, like I believe it's the largest mount facility in the East Coast, I believe is their claim to fame. I could be wrong. So definitely check that out as well if you're able to. We break a little bit for Thanksgiving. Then we go right into December with Operation Overwatch 2, December 2nd through the 4th. Falcon Battle Systems is one of the sponsors for that event, and we will be sending 10 of our player kits, as well as we are going to be sending certificates down there for the 2 to 3 of the dual 40 millimeter 203 pouches, our new pouch that holds the WP-40 Enola Gay, your 203 shells. These will also hold the thermobarics. So if you're looking for a way to carry those, these pouches will carry those. So that's another great thing. And I'll talk a little bit more about what we're getting ready to do. I feel really cool about this. I think this is going to give another bit of security and just make them more appealing as well. But let's get through our events because there's a lot of them going on here. December 10th, we have Rev 7, again, back at Ballahawk Airsoft, December 10th through the 11th. It looks like this is going to be another awesome event. Definitely check out their page. Check out Ballahawk Airsoft. And just read more about this event. I have them marked as interested, but I am definitely going to try to get out to both these events just because of this field. So hopefully I can put a group of 3 to 4 of us together and we can get out there and go have a good time. Let me take a little break from our events. Let's see here. Danny Johnson from Tog Milsim. He says October 21st to the 23rd at Blue Hole in Warren, South Carolina. They have Op Gray Cell 2. It's a 50-hour real mill or real sim. So they have that going on. I haven't seen that come across, so I don't have it in my events. So thanks, Danny, for looking out on that one. And then January 16th at Adventure Beach, Operation Fragile Sovereignty, which we will get here. And I am looking at being the CO potentially if I'm able to play, just because I'm going to be vending as well. So it might make it easier where I'm more of a player than a CO. But Falcon Battle Systems will be out there. We'll be doing a live broadcast out there as well through our podcast through Mix LR. Any of these events we go to, we'll do a pre and post game kind of like a mini interview or just kind of let you guys know what the atmosphere is like, how things are going. So plan on lots of podcasts coming through, lots of live video coming through as well. And then we have December 11th. There is a lot of events going on here. So in December 11th, Sunday, at Gunny's Warfare Center in Waxhaw, North Carolina, they are having Operation Christmas Rush. So if you're not able to make it out to Ballahawk and play in that game, you have another one, which is Operation Christmas Rush. I don't know. If I can make it to the first one in November, I might just head out to this event and play this because I've never been out to this field as well. So I want to try to get out there and experience these fields as well. Then we go into next year. So the events are already starting to come out for next year. Okay. And I can tell you just looking at the calendar, it's going to be crazy. We have Fragile Sovereignty 2, which is going to be at Adventure Beach Airsoft, like Danny was saying here, for you guys that are following in the chat window. January 13th through the 15th. Danny, if you could, can you let me know what ticket prices are so that way I can let my audience know as well? But I will be out there vending personally. I don't know if I'm going to be actually making items out there, but I will have a full stock. I'll have Glock holsters, 1911s, a couple M9s. We'll have plenty of grenade pouches because, hey, guess what? We're also an Enola Gay official sales rep. So we're going to have, once Danny lets me know what the deal is on smoke, we will go ahead and get smoke. We're also going to try to get in a couple cases of those pea grenades. So that's another big thing there as well. So I'm definitely going to be at that event. I'm looking forward to going in Adventure Beach Airsoft. If you haven't been there, this is in Tabor City, North Carolina. So I'm looking forward to heading out there for this event. I think it's going to be a great time. Again, okay, right here. Thanks, Danny. 45 for early reg, 60 for late reg, and 75 at the field. So it would behoove you that as soon as Danny or Tog Milsims opens up that registration, which I'm guessing should be right around the corner here, for this event, go ahead and get registered. $45. I mean, seriously, you're saving 15, and then if you look at it, you're actually saving $30 if you get that early reg. And I know some players, you got to look at your work schedule, you got to take that time off, and it's hard, to forecast that far out because it's after the holidays, it's after vacation. You might have maxed out all your vacation time, so you're like, "Oh man, do I buy my ticket now, or what do I do?" I would say if it was me, and every event that I've really played in, I've always pre-registered because usually if you prepay ahead of time, it guarantees your spot. November 1st, thanks, Danny. So November 1st, next month, we are 21 days, 22 days away from registration opening up for Fragile Sovereignty 2. So please, if you're going to make it to this event, register as early as you possibly can. That way, once you register and you have that out of the way, here's the great part why I look at it. You don't have to worry about registration anymore. You just mark it on your calendar. Yep, I'm going to be gone. I'm at this airsoft event. It's in this location. Then you can focus on gear. Hey, do I need to order this? Do I need this? Do I need, and I'm going to plug myself. Why not? Do I need a new holster? Do I need to get a hold of Doc so he can get my holster made and shipped out to me in time? Those type of things you need to think about. So again, if you can hit that pre-reg, and I recommend that for all and any events that offer a pre-reg price. Do it. It's going to save you some money, and you can put that money elsewhere. Maybe that's $30 that you can save for a vendor. So definitely check that out as well. So then here we go. 2 weeks later, we are back at Georgia Airsoft, Operation IceBreaker. January 28th through the 29th, $40. We have 50 spots for each team. We already have had 4 players register. And because we're not that far away from this event, you're going to see us start to plug this more and more and more. And I think, I'm not sure, but hopefully we'll see some guys from Tog Milsim out there. Anyways, this event's going to be out at Georgia Airsoft. And when we left there from Black Dagger, they were going back out onto the field to build more things. So this is going to be such a great event. You guys have seen the storyline for it. And I think it's going to add another dynamic into Milsim. We are following a Milsim rule set. You guys have seen the rule set already posted. Medic rules are going to be quite simplified. So be ready for that. I can tell you right now, we are going to start doing our live Q&A sessions for these events. We're actually going to start this at the end of this month. So after Halloween, probably that same day that registration opens up for Fragile Sovereignty 2, we will start doing our live Q&A sessions for you guys to ask any questions that you guys have pertaining for our events. We want to make sure that we can clear the fog and make sure you guys understand what's going on. We're not going to give away any event details or gameplay missions, but we are going to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And we plan on having our team pages, just like we did for Black Dagger. We're going to have our team pages up probably here in the next week. So that way I can get the rules up on them. I can get any mission details up on them, and you guys can start planning. And I'm telling you, the better you plan, the more successful you will be for these events. So, and this is speaking from somebody who was the CO for 6 years for a particular event, and we planned our butts off every single year. As soon as I got that CO packet, it was like 2 months. I had 2.5 months to plan, and that's what we did. So then here's what's awesome. Operation Stonebreaker. Okay, this is a Third Coast Airsoft game. This is going to be out in Barnesville, South Carolina. Okay, I believe someone said this is where another event was just at. But oh my God, they already have it posted. And yes, I will be there. I plan on being there. I'm looking at playing more of a medic EOD role for that event. So I'm looking forward to it. It will be my very first Third Coast game since I've been out here that I've ever played. Since I've been out here, I've played at Old Frontier, played their Milsim games. Yeah, Danny just said it's the same AO as Faded Giant. So, hey, I'm all for it. I played Tog Milsim events. Now I'm going to play Third Coast. I'm going to try to get out the Bala hack. The whole point is this is you guys that watch me, that talk to me on Facebook, that you might only play at these fields, I'm going to try to make it out there to meet you guys and play along with you and just have a great time. So that's what we're looking at March 17th. Now, I know some of you have seen this kind of pop up. And I've already started seeing the trash talk happen, which is fine. Hey, I like friendly competition. But let's go in and we are going to look at Operation Black Dagger 2, the Hulistan Offensive. We have posted the event. Okay, we created our event already, and I'm going to give you guys a little insight on our dates so that way you guys know what's going on. So here we go. August 18th through the 20th, Georgia Airsoft, Winterville, Georgia. Okay. Operation Black Dagger 2. It's there. This week we're going to post, we're going to list our pricing. Again, like I told you guys in earlier broadcast, there is going to be a lower fee for veterans. You know, those that played last year are going to come back and they're going to play this year. They get a discounted price. There's going to be just like you saw the early reg fees, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have a regular registration fee, and then if you show up to the field to register to play there will be that fee as well. We are going to take care of our veterans that came out for this last game, and we're just going to have a great time. So August 18th, and I'll tell you what, guys, it's going to be a great event. You're not going to want to miss this. A lot of new things coming into play. Storyline is being worked on right now, so definitely be looking for this one. On our events coming up. And again, August 18th through the 20th, I know, that's a hot time of the year. We noticed it this year, but we're going to put some better things into play. We're going to have 5-gallon coolers out at the respawns. Or at the HQs, we're going to set up what's called a cooling tent. Where we will have a couple fans in there, and I'm going to make a few dry ice AC machines. So that helps keep it cool as well, or, something along those lines. So we will have areas where when players come off the field and they feel that they are just, overheated, they can go into that tent, they can strip their gear off. We're also going to be building gear racks. So if you go into the cooling tent, you can put your gun outside, you can hang your gear. So that way we don't have to worry about airsoft guns going into the cooling tent, but it's going to be a way so we can help negate any heat injuries. Just like any airsoft events, you have to worry about dehydration. Dehydration can turn your mood right around on you. when you're out there on the airsoft field. So make sure you're hydrated all the time, no matter where you're playing. So that is the events as of this point. I haven't seen any other ones. I know I have people that are inviting me to events, but if you send an event my way, I'm going to go ahead and at least get it out there, even if I don't show up per se. So definitely, there we go. See what we have going on at Georgia Airsoft. So that way you guys, if you want to, get on out there, check out this field. Like I said, great group of people. When we were out there, just the owner, the staff are amazing. They really are. The fact that they opened up the pro shop and allowed me and a few of my staff to crash in the pro shop due to the weather, I really appreciate it. That was huge on Chuck's side, and it was just a great time. But I want to let you guys know here, Sunday, October 16th, okay? So this week, from 12 to 6 p.m., they have a scheduled game day. So go on out there, check it out, have a great time. Take video, take pictures, let us know what's changed on the field. We asked them to build a couple oil rigs for us out there, and Chuck already had a idea in his head on what to build out there. So definitely check that out and let us know what's going on out there. We're really interested. So definitely get out there, check it out, and let us know what you think. So we can give these guys a lot more love and definitely give their field a lot more attention. So kind of like a hidden jewel here in Georgia. So I told you guys that one of the subjects I was going to touch on, I saw this come through Facebook, and as people were talking about it, more and more, and it just, so stolen valor. Okay, stolen valor in airsoft. I don't understand why, I guess, is where I come from on this school of thought. If there's a lot of us prior service members, current active, reserve, retired, whatever it might be, that play the sport and enjoy the hobby, enjoying the camaraderie, enjoy the friends we make here, regardless of how old and whatnot they are. And to have to fabricate a big story to try to get your status up there or people to pay more attention to you is really not needed. It seems more and more. I mean, there's web pages out there. We know Senior Chief Don Shipley, who was a SEAL, I believe, in Team 1 and Team 3. And he runs the Extreme SEAL Challenge out in, I believe it's Chesapeake, Virginia, too. I believe he's not too far away from Ballahawk Airsoft. But anyways, those type of people go out and they out people that say that, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL, and they got the SEAL tridents on them and everything like that. And with looking all of that, a lot of people seem to forget what stolen valor truly is. If you want to go out and buy a shirt that says U.S. Navy SEALs on it, like I have one that says U.S. Navy SEALs, and then it has the date that they got Bin Laden. Now, does that mean I'm a Navy SEAL? No. Does that mean I like that shirt? Yes. That's not stolen valor. Stolen valor would be saying, oh, yeah, I was part of Operation Red Wing, and, I watched my whole team go down, blah, 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 and, yeah, I got a Purple Heart, and I got this, and I got that. Claiming that is stolen valor. Using it to gain anything, monetary gain, whether it's VA benefits, whether it's housing for veterans, whether it's benefits, and I think I already said that, or services or a job or anything like that, that is stolen valor. That you're using it for a monetary gain, okay? And that is a huge no-no. It really is. It pisses us veterans off too. I can't tell you how much of a Stratus field it pisses us off when people attempt to go and say, oh yeah, I was a Ranger, or oh yeah, I was this, or oh yeah, I was that. And no way, shape, or form was that person ever in. It was more or less they tried to do it to fit into a group. And when they get busted, the fallback is, well, everything I did was classified. You know, I don't have to show you this, or oh, I showed you this. I have no problem. And we all know when you get out of the service, no matter what branch you are, you get this cool little piece of paper. It's called a DD-214, and it is basically you're done with service. Here's everything you did. Here's the schooling you went to. Here's the last rank you had. Here's the date you entered service, the date you left service, your discharge rating, whether it was honorable, unhonorable, other than honorable, and your discharge code. And it'll list, you know, what you got out with, you know, if you got a severance package, if you retired, and things along that nature. So when people have to fabricate documents like that, that's huge. That's stolen valor. You're stealing somebody else's record. You're walking on the backs of others that have gone before and done this for real and have the scars or have lost loved ones, and you're out there claiming, oh, this is what I did. And most veterans can see right through it. They really can. They can see right through it, especially, you know, no one, and it's a great thing. You see this a lot. No one claims to be a pogue. No one claims to be a yeoman in the Navy. Everybody wants to be, everybody's a Navy SEAL on SEAL Team 6, and they serve with Chris Kyle and Marcus Luttrell and Lieutenant Michael Murphy. You know, they were in the same teams, and, you know, that's what everybody is. Nobody is ever the yeoman or the supply clerk, nothing of that nature. And, you know, there are ways to catch, you know, like Don Shipley said, you know, you can ask them, what's your class number? You know, what's your bud's graduating class number? Because like Don Shipley said, that is so ingrained into your head, it's not going anywhere. You're not going to forget that because you spend half your time yelling that kind of stuff out. Perfect example, going through boot camp. Okay, I was in Ship 14, the USS Shiloh. Okay, now I don't even know if that barracks is even there anymore because the base has changed so much. But that was out in North Chicago, Great Lakes, Illinois, Naval Recruit Training Command. I could tell you where the Building 13 was, which was named after the Golden 13. I can show you where we walked everywhere, back and forth, the whole 9 yards. I can tell you where my core school used to be, which isn't there anymore. They closed that down at Great Lakes, which was a sad day. That's where I got my Quad 0 rating. My A school was right across the street from Naval Recruit Training Command. I could tell you where the bowling alley was. I could tell you where the club was. You know, I could tell you where all that stuff is, but it's probably not there anymore because the base has moved as much. But I can tell you right where the Naval Hospital is. I can tell you about, I believe it was Building 80, which was the gym, and then 81 and 82 were barracks for staff members. And, you know, there was the Corpsman Hilton that was like the best barracks. It had the key card entries like you were in a hotel. It was the newest barracks built. So again, nobody claims to be a boatswain's mate when they try to fabricate their story. They're always a Ranger or Special Forces or Delta, or it's classified because they're working with the CIA. And all you have to say is, can I see your DD-214? Now, granted, there is some stuff on there like your Social Security number. If somebody wanted to see mine, I would black out my Social Security number and say, here you go. But I have to have that when I apply for a job because I'm a veteran. I have veterans preference. And most veterans do. So they have to turn that paperwork in to prove that status. I had to prove I was a veteran to the VA to get VA benefits, to use my Montgomery GI Bill when I got out of the military, those kind of things. And it does piss us off when people fabricate stories to attempt to defraud true veterans that deserve those benefits. So my thing is, okay, let's go back to the gist of it. So I don't have a problem. Some people are like on the fence. Some people do. Some people don't. Some people are like, I really don't give a damn. But I don't have a problem that if you have an airsoft team and, you guys are, and I think it takes growing up in airsoft when you realize the rest of the teams really don't do this, but you want to wear a rank. When we played GI Joe or soldiers in the backyard, we played Army in the backyards growing up as kids. Somebody was always the colonel, somebody was always the captain, there was a sergeant there. That's just how it was. So some teams do that because of hierarchy, and sometimes there's just a group of team founders. 4 guys got together, created this team, and as they played, more people wanted to join and become part of it. So they're like, well, the founders, these 4 founders, they make the mass decisions for the team with input from the team or however you want. But if you want to wear rank on your uniform, I'm just going to tell you, don't do it. And the reason for that is there's going to be people that see that and ask, did you earn that rank? They're going to see some 16-year-old kid with, lieutenant double bars on here. If you're in the Marine Corps, that's a captain, but in the Navy, it's a lieutenant. But anyways, somebody's going to have that honor. They went and bought surplus uniform, and there still might be the sewn-on jump wings. What I recommend is just take a Gerber or a pair of pliers and just pull that right off. No harm, no foul. But then if you really look at people that are truly building an impression, okay, and we look at this at World War II enthusiasts that play airsoft, and they build their impressions, and they're building that paratrooper impression, so they have all the unit patches and they have the rank. There's a little different thing. They wear that as part of their kit, part of their impression. So you could throw it either way. With rank, not so much, but when you start seeing things like the Special Forces patch with the tabs underneath, I don't understand. I don't know the Army side of it, but for the Navy, like Master EODs, Navy SEALs, Master Divers, SWIC operators, if I haven't already said it, the Trident for the Navy SEALs, things like that will catch our attention, because SEALs, those type of individuals are known as private professionals. They're quiet professionals. They're not going to come out and broadcast this is what they were, because they don't want the unneeded attention on them. So please, yes, you can go online. You can find them anywhere, and don't purchase that kind of stuff. Really don't, because the amount of shitstorm that will come down on you is just ungodly. It's not a bad thing to say, hey, and if it's true, that's cool. My uncle served in Desert Storm, and that's why I wear, the sergeant rank, is to honor him. I don't have a problem with that, especially as long as you're wearing it the way it's meant to be worn, and you're not like flipping it upside down or turning it sideways or whatever. I really don't have a problem with that. But there are veterans that do, and rightly so. They can have, and they do have, that right to be pissed off, because there are those of them that have earned that in blood, sweat, and tears to get that rank, and they feel offended. And that's perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with that. But what I can tell you is, don't go into the airsoft community, I was a Ranger, jumped out of 47 helicopters, and, blah, blah, blah. Because there are so many organizations out there now that through a Freedom of Information request, they can find out pretty much what they need to find out. And like I said, perfect website to go to, or YouTube page. Buds131, Senior Chief retired Don Shipley. When he started Phony Navy SEAL of the Week, there are some just hilarious ones on there of him just busting these guys, and they're still so adamant about saying that they were part of this and Don Shipley's wrong. What people don't realize is when Don Shipley calls you to out you, he has access, him and his wife and his family that do this, and others that are part of this organization, they have access to the Navy SEAL database. So all the way to UDT, through Buds, through that transformation, through Buds, he has all of that information of who these people were by name. In some regards, I would imagine he even has the access to the class pictures for that particular class when they graduate. And he can just look up and be like, nope, sorry, you're not part of this company. There's no such and such on here that graduated class, 292, and nope, don't see it. So you got to remember that a lot of these guys have been doing this for a very long time, and it's a mission for them. And, what it comes down to is if the big guys are calling you regarding this stuff, just opt up and be like, look, dude, you're absolutely right. I was wrong. I'll take everything down. I'll right the wrongs. End of discussion. So what we circle back on here, and the story that had brought this up was this Ivan or whatever his name was. He had an eye patch on, and I read through some of it, but sorry, they're canceled my kid's school until next Monday. But I guess what happened was this, and I mean, this guy got hammered, quite rightly so. He had an eye patch on, and I guess he took some other serviceman's story about getting, I believe it was a crushing injury or a blast injury from an IED that caused that service member to lose his eye. And as he told his stories to get higher and higher in the airsoft community, he built that out of glass stilts, and he got hammered for it. There are people out there that will do whatever they have to, and like me, if 9 times out of 10, I have a copy of my DD-214 with me in my backpack in a folder or folded up, or I keep a PDF copy on my phone. I have no shame in being an HM, a hospital corpsman, second class, FMF corpsman. I hold the designators 8404, which is field medical service technician, and an 8485, which was a psychiatric technician. That's what I did. But there are people out there that will fabricate their DD-214 or create a DD-214 for them to fabricate their story. Says they have a Navy Cross, with Valor, they have like 4 Purple Hearts and this blah. And they just make this huge list of awards. And, there have only been so many of those awards given. So it's, especially Navy Crosses or Medal of Honors for that fact. For the hospital corpsmen, we're the only enlisted corps in the U.S. Navy. And we have more medals of honor than any other group in the Navy, any other job title or job classification in the Navy. Hospital corpsmen have them. I mean, it's just part of our tradition. We've been around, forever. And so, I have no problem falling back on my DD-214 saying this is exactly what I did. And I have no shame in my game. I served honorably, did what I was supposed to do. And that's that. My DD-214 reflects that. And any service member knows we have to use that to get a job. A lot of jobs require to see that. They want to know your status when you got out. Was it honorable, other than honorable, things of that nature. So, guys, if you're building impressions, I have no problem. And what I would say from your impressions is don't put rank on your impressions. Don't go out and buy the warfare devices and put them on your impressions. Don't post your pictures to Instagram with huge elaborate stories. Go ahead and post your pictures. I've seen some pretty kick-ass MARSOC Navy SEAL impressions that airsofters have built that are damn near accurate. You can Google and look at for Navy SEALs in that era time frame, and you look at them, you're like, wow, that's really close to the real thing. And a lot of you spend a lot of good money building those impressions and those kits, and good for you. I mean, I think it's awesome that you guys take the time to do that. I mean, it's really no different. We go out every weekend, we put on uniforms, we put on gear, and we go out and play, war for a day or a weekend or however. But there's really no need to throw the rank on, to have warfare devices on your uniform, especially if you didn't earn them. So my whole thing is on stolen valor. Please read the law. It's a federal offense. It can land you with a large fine. It can land you, and in some cases, if you're defrauding agencies or defrauding companies for your own personal gain due to this, you can end up in jail. And there are people who say, well, it's my First Amendment right. Freedom of expression. Well, freedom of expression is not freedom to fraud whoever you want with fraudulent information. So just be cautious, just think about it and say, well, why am I putting this on this uniform? What's the whole point behind it? And go from there. I think in most cases, if I saw somebody wearing rank on their uniform and whatnot, I would strike up a friendly conversation and just, be cordial with them. You don't have to be an ass. Some people believe in being an ass right away. Oh, you'll scare them, they'll never do it again. Well, in some cases, you just egg that person on further just to get you to get pissed off. But, ask them, say, hey, were you in? Oh, no, I wasn't. Okay. If you're going to wear that, make sure you wear it right, and here's what's wrong with it. Or, you're probably in your best interest to not wear that. And you can go from there. It's just one of those things. If you're buying your uniforms from surplus stores and you see badges and things like that, name tape still left on them, you can leave the U.S. Army or U.S. Marines or whatever on it still. But in some cases, people are going to ask, were you in the Army? No, I wasn't. Well, then don't put it on there. And your best bet is, if you're going to buy that stuff, take it home after you buy it, of course, before you throw it in the wash. Take a pair of pliers and a X-Acto knife, grab the corner and just start cutting the stitches off and pull those name tapes, pull that service tape off there, pull any badges, any ranks. And if you want to keep those patches, that's fine. But don't wear them out to the field, because people will assume, and that's what we don't want. So that's my rant for this episode of the Falcon Flyby. I know you guys, I put up a poll on the Falcon Flyby asking what you guys would like to have me discuss, so that way we can have better in-depth shows. And one of the options was current events within airsoft. One thing we're going to start doing as well is, let me see if I can find that poll, because I know I created one. Well, it was on here. I guess it's not on my page anymore. Well, anyways, like I was saying, here it is. You guys want me to talk more about Milsim Airsoft. Looks like gear and medical and first aid kind of went off, and current issues facing airsoft. So I figured, why not? We'll start with current issues. And I think part of this, stolen valor is something we all have to look for. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of us veterans, active, reserve, military, law enforcement. We're out there, we're playing, and we spot this stuff. So, for Milsim Airsoft, that's pretty much my schedule that I go down, let you guys know what games are going to go on. But with me getting out to more of these games and these other fields, I will be able to talk about these fields more. I'm going to actually design a sheet on how I rate fields, or talk about fields, the 4 or 5 things that I'm looking for. Game Pro magazine back in the day used to have like these 4 categories, 1 through 5, that would list what the fun factor was at the end for a game, for a video game. And so I'm pretty much going to do the same thing with that in a way, so that way I can talk about it. What did I think when I showed up? What did I think of the staff? Was there a pro shop on site? Yes or no? And that kind of stuff. So that way you guys can go back, you can look at this and be like, hey, here's how Doc rated the field, and it got a really good, but here's why he rated it as such. I'm not just going to say, oh, it was a 3 because it was horrible. If I say something was horrible, well, why was it horrible? And I'll give you an explanation for it. But then we also have on there gear, medical, and first aid stuff, because again, when we're out there in the airsoft field, yes, there are medics out there, corpsmen like myself. There's EMTs that play this. I know a few guys that are nurses that play. I knew a couple doctors that played back when I was still in the Navy. So that it's always good to, have at least a base for medical. And then, like I said, current issues facing airsoft. We do know there are states, there are very liberal states trying to push more and more regulations on airsoft to pretty much kill the industry in that state, kill the sport, kill the hobby, because again, they are uneducated legislators that think this will fix the problem, but yet they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea that they're going to destroy a business, destroy a livelihood, destroy a tax base from a company paying taxes, and ruining a hobby that actually keeps kids off the streets, teaches responsible gun ownership and gun use. Through the play of airsoft. I mean, it's just, that's what it is. So we'll be talking more about that in the coming shows. But for gear, I'm going to reach out to places like Red Wolf Airsoft. We know they're big. We're going to see what they're doing. We're going to hit on to Airsoft Junkies, see what kind of deals and things like they're going. Plus, we're also, obviously we're going to plug the Falcon Battle System gear as well and talk about new things we have going on. And the one thing I did want to talk about, that matter of fact, let's talk about a little gear here. I've got 8 minutes. So what we have done, and you guys heard me talk about this last week, is we are adding a retention strap with shot cord to all of our grenade pouches now. So that way you have an extra level of retention, which is good. I mean, we want to make sure our gear is not bouncing all over the place or jumping out of pouches. But I want to make sure that I can get to my gear when I want it. And that's the cool thing about this. This is very simple. Shot cord. And then we found these little tabs, if you will, that look like little grenades, little frag grenades, the pineapple type. So those will be on there as well. They already shipped it out to us. I don't know how our mails are going to be running here due to Hurricane Matthews. If you follow me on Facebook, Vern Goss, you'll see that from the time of the hurricane till today, later this evening, I did live broadcast showing you guys what the damage was and such. And so there's still a lot of power lines down, still a lot of power out. I know they said like government agencies were closed until Wednesday. So I do not know how that's going to affect shipping times. We are trying to aim to get a large order out, if not this Friday, next Friday. So we will let you guys know that as well. But like I said, we're adding a second level of retention to our banner pouches, which I think is awesome. I think it's going to add a bit more security and a little bit more appeal to them. And we're going to be adding these onto our Enforcer holsters as well. So not only will you have the patented click that you get around the trigger guard from one of our holsters, but you now will have this retention cord on there as well that you'll be able to use same purpose to get second level of retention, which, hey, who's going to complain about a second level of retention on their holster? So we will make sure that we're going to keep this poll up. I don't think I gave it an end date at all, but we definitely want to know. I'm going to actually share this poll out onto my main page because I want to know what you guys have to think. I want to know what you'd like to hear us talk about. So plan on that happening, and I'm going to work with some of the sponsors I have to see if they can send me items that I can do reviews on, and obviously send it back to them. But that way we can get more gear reviewed. And I do plan on doing a glove review here probably at the end of the month. We're going to be going over, obviously, the O gloves. Enola Gay has gloves. Condor, and we are going to put this to the test and see how things come out with the different gloves, because obviously if you've ever been shot in the tip of the finger or in the knuckles, you know that is not a good time. Like they say, if you pizza when you're supposed to French fry, you're going to have a bad time. If you get shot in the knuckle, especially in a CQC environment, you're not going to have a good time. Trust me on that one. So be looking for that. We're also working with Grey Wolf Tactical Combat. They are actually going to send us, I believe it's like 6 different types of bio ammo. And we are going to do what I call a crush test. We're going to do a cut test. We're going to cut them right in half. We're going to look at them from the inside and compare and see who's close to each other. We're going to do a shot test. We're going to do out of a sniper rifle or out of a Bolt M28. We're going to do it out of a gas pistol and out of a AEG as well. just to get a feel for the ammo. And we're probably going to do things, maybe 25, 50, 75 yards and just see how, or feet, and see, what kind of trajectory, things of that nature. And we will make sure we do live broadcasts for each one of those when we do it. So be looking for those as well. I'm looking for them. Last time I got shot in the end of my finger, it split my nail. Yes. I'm telling you guys, if you get shot anywhere in the fingers, the fingernails, the nail bed, and the knuckles, you're going to hate life for a while. I mean, that's just how it is. That's why do you think a lot of guys now wear helmets? They got sick and tired of getting shot in the forehead. So definitely go to the Falcon Fly By Facebook page. Check out our poll. If you think we should add something else on there, let us know. We can always go in, edit the poll, and add a new subject in there. But right now we have Milsim Airsoft gear, medical first aid, and current issues facing airsoft. So coming up 3 minutes to the hour here. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Danny Johnson from Tog Milsim for giving us the information for Fragile Sovereignty 2. I'm looking forward to that game. Excuse me. And I want to send thank you again to everybody that shows up. I know a lot of you guys usually wait till I post it, so that way you guys can just go to the link and watch. Please like our YouTube page. Our goal every week is 2 to 3 new subscribers on our YouTube page, but at least between 50 to 100 views. So please feel free, share this link out, let people know. Share our invites when we post when the next show is going to be, and get people to come on out and join us. I'm hoping next week we will have our battle box. They had shipped it, but due to Hurricane Matthews, again, shipping times, mail, I didn't even see the postal lady today. So I don't think I saw her. Yeah. So, I could have it tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever they start sending. So hopefully I will have that for next week, and we will do the unboxing for the October battle box. As you guys see in my video behind me, let me put my hand in the right area. There's 2 of them sitting right there. I have 3 more in my closet. Like I said, I love the gear that comes with this stuff. And one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is for you guys that have played with me and saw me at Black Dagger, I had that nice Max Expedition gear slinger bag. What I'm going to do is do a giveaway, a raffle for that. It'll be a gear slinger bag with select items from battle boxes. So, but we have to get up to we have to see the Falcon Fly By page get up over 250 likes. So if we can get that, that'd be awesome. And we also need to see subscribers for our YouTube channel hit over 150. So if we can get those 2 things to happen, we will go ahead and we will do a drawing for a Max Expedition gear slinger bag with various items from all of our battle boxes. So and the last couple ones have been just amazing. Like I said, we had a really nice fishing one. We had a camping one. We had a fire starting one. We had a water purification one. I can't wait to see what October is. I hope it's tactical. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. So again, I want to say thanks for everybody that's tuning in, watching these. Share it out there as much as possible. Get people to show up. And I think next week what we'll do is we'll even activate the phone line and allow you guys to call in with your questions for us, so that way we can ask questions. You can ask questions live right on the show, and we'll give you guys an answer right on the show as well, the best we can. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in for the Falcon Flyby for October 10th. Proud to be your host here, Doc, for the Falcon Flyby and Falcon Battle Systems. And I'll be looking for you guys on Wednesday at 10 o'clock p.m. for the Flyby, our live podcast on mixlr.com. Be sure to tune in for that. We have a lot of things to talk about. We have the debate to talk about. We have still these high schoolers kneeling during the national anthem, and then the response of the very horrid superintendent. So we'll be sure to talk about that, and we'll have the phone line open so you can ask questions or leave your comments. So we have that as well. You'll also be able to type in there to leave your comments, so people that go and check, they can come back and see what has been left on there. So we'll definitely be looking for you Wednesday. The next Falcon Flyby, let me pull up my map here, will be the 16th of October. So I will get the invite. I will get the event set up for that, so you guys can all join in and share that out there and let people know what's going on, and share it far and wide. The more the better. So again, I'm your host, Doc, for the Falcon Flyby and Falcon Battle Systems, saying thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week. See you on Wednesday for the Flyby podcast. And take it easy, stay safe, and have yourself a great week. Take care.